Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video class for personality re-engineering and soft skills. Until our last video class, we were talking about goals, how to set goals. We were talking about different types of goals. We were also talking about various characteristics of goals. In today's class, we are going to know how you can make a mind mapping through which you can achieve those goals. If you remember, there were various authors, there are various good speakers, orators who talk about different dreams and goals that they have in life. There's this one man who said, yes, we can, and he became the world's most favorite president ever. We are talking about the then president of America, Obama. And when Barack Obama in his speech said, yes, we can, he wanted to show a certain dream to all the Americans and the world citizens. He talked about a particular goal that he wanted to achieve. So this is what politicians do a lot of times when they want to achieve the people's trust and their loyalty. They show a goal that they personally have, and that goal is selfless. That goal is for the people, not for their own self, right? So your goals can also be selfless at times, something that you want to do for the community around you. It can be for a particular society, it can be for your school, it can be for the college, it can be for the family, it can be for the culture that you come from, and there can be many other goals, such as two of them which we are going to talk about today. I'm going to tell you how to do mind mapping to achieve your goals. Yes, that is the way we can actually move towards a goal without being diverted in between. When you have a perfect map, you do not get lost on your way to a particular geographical location, right? So similarly, you need a mind mapping to tell your mind constantly of where you want to reach at the end and how are you going to achieve it. So that even in the middle course, if you do get lost, you know you have something written down, and anything that is there in black and white will always keep on remembering you why it was by the very first time you penned it down, why it was that it is so important to you. So it will keep on reminding you of why you need to achieve that particular goal and how you will do it. So I have with me two goals that I have made a mind mapping for. By this time, if you have already seen your Google Classroom post, I have shared you 3 pictures of how you can do your mind mapping, something that I've got off the internet. But I have myself made 2 mind maps. One is for health. For anybody who is diabetic in nature, I have made it for a very good friend of mine. She's very young, but she has diabetes since a very young age, and she's very fond of eating out. She's fond of going for birthdays, celebrations, and she had a tough time when she started working. Working for longer hour means you are bound to eat something from outside, even if it is just a smaller even if it is just a small snack in between your 2 meals. I made this for her and it pretty much worked for her as well. Another one, I have made it for all you students. There are people who really want to achieve a good grade at the end of the semester, but there are just too many hindrances. And even though you were a brilliant student in your 10th or 12th grade, but concentrating right now when there are just too many options and too many distractions in your life, it becomes difficult to concentrate on your main goal of getting a really nice grade so you can get into a very good master's degree later part. Or if you want to take part in any of the and even if you want to take part in any of those national competitions where they sponsor you for your future studies, right? So moving on, let me first tell you how does mind mapping actually work. When you write a goal, a particular goal in between, take a huge piece of paper. So I'll tell you how exactly you are going to make your own mind mapping for your own goals that you have already made or noted down by this video. So you write your goal in the middle of a big paper or anything that you would like to scribble on. Now for this particular thing, I would really advise you all to take a piece of paper, take some sketch pens or a pen or a pencil or anything that you would like along. Do not do it virtually. It is much more fun when you do it with your own hands on a piece of paper. Also, you can stick it anywhere where you can see it for a really longer time. And just about okay, so there can be various goals that you can have as a student at the moment. There might be certain of them that you've already written down. I want to actually brainstorm with you right now. If we might not be here in the classroom, but if the number of goals that I have listed down on your behalf, if they are there in your particular list, just put a tick mark, since then I know that we both are on the same page. So for certain people, studies is a big goal in life. They want to achieve a certain grade. They want to achieve certain percentage by the end semester exam. For various other higher studies goal. Your goal can also be to be on a healthier side. There are just too many students who stay in PG or in hostel, and they do eat out a lot in the weekends. So healthy lifestyle, or healthy or balancing your eating and your nutrition or proportions might be one of your goals this year. Your goals can also be to find the right balance between your studies and your personal life. Since you are out of your school days, since there is no pampering at home, since you have a lot of freedom, your life will have a way more different stage at the your life will be at a way more different stage right now, with a lot of freedom that is given to you. And you really want to make sure that you do not fall back on your percentage of attendance at college, and yet you want to be there for all your friends, your family, your school friends, your other friends, your cousins, and just about everyone in your virtual world as well. You want to make sure that you do not miss out on a PUBG match, and yet you want to achieve 75% in a particular subject as well. So how to manage that balance can be one of your goals this year. Your goals can also be to have a holiday with your friends, with your family. And one goal that I think all of you should have is to go solo backpacking. This is a time when you are 18, you are independent, you have matured to a greater level as compared to your school days, and now you can actually go solo backpacking to some destination, even if it is in India, nearby, in Gujarat itself, but you must go somewhere on your own to know how well you can manage your own self. I had done that after my 12th, and I was very blessed to have parents who could understand it. And if you also have a family who can understand that, I think this should be on your goal for this year. And obviously, one of the common goals that everyone has when they go to college is to meet new people, socialize, learn new things from them, their culture, their backgrounds, their way of studying, their lifestyle, something new that you can learn from them. And meeting new people actually means trying to have new experiences in life. And it should be a part of your goals for 2020. If it's not there, put it right there right now in the list that you have created for yourself. It can also be trying to pursue a hobby that you had actually stopped because of your board exams. Now, with all the board exam pressure from parents, teachers, schools, society, just about everywhere, there might be certain hobbies that you put a stop to, and you didn't want to carry that on because it was hampering the time that you were also planning to give for your board exam studies. So trying to get back to that hobby, trying to learn a new hobby, trying to probably learn guitar now, or some other musical instrument, or take upon painting, or take upon photography, or for certain number of people it can also be trying to learn cooking, or anything, having a new pet. Yes, it can be various things, and I really want you to have a hobby which is very different from the ones that you have done earlier. It can be also one of your goals for 2020. Now I'll tell you how I have made mine. Now I'll show you how mind mapping actually works, how to begin, where to begin, and it will answer all your questions on how to achieve all those goals that you have listed at the moment. Okay, so this is the mind mapping I made for all of you for achieving at least 75% by December 2020 examination. What we have done is, number one, make sure you begin in the center. Begin in the center, write what you want to achieve, and make a circle around it. And you have to try and create different ways by which you can achieve that particular goal. Now, you have already received this particular document which talks about how to draw your own mind map. I have also written that you need to give a deadline to your goal. I have mentioned here December 2020 because yes, that's when your examinations are, but you can also have other deadlines as well. It can be at the end of a week, end of a month, end of a year. It can be also end of a particular day if it is something very specific that you want to do. For example, if you are auditioning for Indian Idol, yes, then you have less than a day's time to make sure you give your best shot and how you are going to keep yourself just chirpy enough for being a part of that particular competition. Now, I've already know that you do spend a lot of time in your classrooms. You have about, you need to give about 75% of your attendance needs to be compulsory. So if you are studying, say, about 5 days a week and you're giving 6 hours, that is 9 to 3 p.m., you're spending approximate 30 hours in the classroom. So why approximate? Because there might be classes you will miss. There might be some other football match or any other debate competition that you are missing out on your classroom time on. So in that case, I would really want you to try and put down notes, and you want to carry that note during your traveling time. You can refer to them on a daily basis. Aaj kya kiya class mein? What did I do today? And try and make sure you are giving at least 30 to 45 minutes on a daily time so that you know what exactly happened on which day. If you have any doubts, you can ask the teacher the next day. Plus, it always helps when you are doing revision. It is fresh in your mind. So you do this on a daily basis while you are traveling to and fro, or during your lunch hours if you are a hosteler. You can also make sure you are doing all your assignments and submissions post 3 or 4 o'clock around. Try and do it on the same day that it is given. Try and begin doing it and then do it for one entire week or whatever deadline that is given to you, even though it is a group submission or anything else. Apart from that, I do understand that you want to take some external help of an elder or expert in case you like it can be a professor, it can be somebody you know, it can be your teacher from school days. Anyone that you think you need help from can be arranged in this particular time. Apart from that, I know home study is also important. I would really not want you to study for extremely long number of hours on a daily basis, but I have this is what I feel, that a Saturday, Sunday, 6 hours. It can be the same time as your college hours, 9 to 3, or it can be 12 to 6 if you want to really relax in the morning, do something else, spend time with your family, or do sleep for a really long time in the morning. So that means you are at least spending 12 hours in a particular week approximately for doing any other home study. This will also include your projects, your assignments, your studying for unit test. It will also include doing extra studies for achieving this particular mark. Moving on, I know fun time is important. Yes, so what we have done is no fun time during the weekdays when you are actually trying to achieve this mark. So you can give yourself a lot of time in the weekends, post 6 p.m. or post 3 p.m., whatever time that you select here. And you can spend that time for friends or date night, or you can go for movies with your friends, family. You can give some screen time for your, say, Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever that you would want to do. to catch up a show on television, an award function, whatever that you feel like doing post 6 p.m., which is a really long time. Moving on, I know families are important. Even on weekdays, you cannot ignore them, and it is important. So anytime post 3 p.m. after you do your college, or on the weekends before 12 if you are choosing the 12 to 6 p.m. slot, or post 3 or 4 if you are choosing this slot. You can give a lot of time to your family on weekdays or weekends if you are making sure you are doing all this and the right amount of time. You definitely have some obligations. Your parents will drag you for certain weddings and anniversaries and birthdays, and you might have some sick days as well. So this is where I have put all those obligations. If your mother is sick and you want to help her in the kitchen, I understand you will not be able to do this or do this. So I'm giving you certain time here. There are certain obligations, yes, and that is why everything is approximate here. Do all of this post a particular time on weekdays. So when you spend weekdays with your family, that means you have a lot of weekend doing your extra work, and you have the weekend for doing all other your fun time. This will actually help you achieve 75% deadline. So you can put down alarms whenever it is needed. Yes, you can give it a time of 1 month, 1 year, or 1 week. So why don't you do this for about a week and see if it is helping or not. Set alarms whenever the limits are needed. So in case you say that 12 to 6 p.m. is when I'm going to study at home, and I'm going to spend a time with my friend, or I'm going to watch a movie from 10 to 12 in the morning on a weekend, make sure you are setting down alarms for yourself to limit yourself to certain things. Okay, once you know that you have achieved something, try and give yourself a particular reward. Try and revise this particular map once your particular goal has been achieved. You can also put it across and announce your achievements on Facebook, on Instagram, on anywhere, because telling other people will actually make your plans more stronger. Now that you've already told your friends you are going to achieve 75%, you need to make sure that you achieve this so that you don't feel embarrassed. When you have already told your friends that I'm going to meet you post 6 p.m. on a weekend, they are never going to they will never try and disturb you during your weekdays when you are doing all your other assignments, or you are doing any of the family time, or you are doing any other work that is needing more importance. Of course, you need to revise this particular plan once it is achieved. Make another plan. If after a week of following this, if you think that you are unable to follow this particular pattern, so this is something that I have made for you, but you can always revise this at the end of a particular week and make a new one for yourself, tailor-made. I will tell you what I have made for somebody who requires a health goal, somebody who is a diabetic patient I told you about, and I made this particular plan for them. Okay, so this one is for good health by September 2020. It is for a diabetic patient, and that person really wants to do a lot of clean eating, try to manage work and balance life, and also enjoy birthday parties, weddings, anniversaries, and just about eat everything that has sugar on it, and yet not fall back on what the person is eating or enjoying. So there can be various things that you can do while you are making your own health plans. For those students who are living in hostels, or those who are living in PG, cooking for themselves, eating out a lot. So one thing that you can do is mind your portions. Yes, this is something that I did. So in case you're making the same one, you can copy this down for yourself. Minding my own portions, that is when to avoid what things, snacks specifically. So if you're having a 12 noon lunch or a 1 p.m. lunch, maybe you can actually avoid having any snack at 11, or you can avoid any snack at 7 p.m. in the evening if you want to eat at 8 or 9 p.m. dinner. Two things that you can do in that case is carry a water bottle. Try and use a lot of cleansing things inside, like a pudina or a nimbu, or in case if it helps, a cucumber as well. Drink a lot of water during these times so that you can avoid having any junk food like a packet of biscuit or a pack of chips or something. You can also carry a lunch box along with you for that really bad hunger pangs. What you want to carry, something healthy, how much is you are supposed to have a portion for it. You cannot really carry a big dabba of food. Carry a small box. Maybe it can be a portion of, say, cucumber slices or carrot slices. It can also be just a simple wheat bread toast. It can be poha. It can be anything that you really enjoy eating, but it can be of a smaller portion, and so that you can have a good round meal during your lunch or your dinner. Okay, what are the time of your meals? You need to make a planner depending upon when you wake up, what time you have lunch, what time you have a mid snack, what time you have breakfast, what time you have dinners. Depending on all of that, you want to have a planner. There are a lot of planners that are available on the internet, a lot of free planners. There can be planner books, which are amazingly good books, planner books that are available in a lot of stationery stores and on websites, and you can search for it and buy one for yourself. It is absolutely worth every penny that you spend. So you can make a daily, weekly, you can make an hourly planner as well for every single day. You can make small symbols for morning, afternoon and snack time, so that you do not really have to write morning, afternoon, snack, dinner for everything that is there. Although if you are buying a perfect planner, healthy eating planner online, everything is already mentioned and you just have to write things down. But in case you are carrying just a simple diary, you can actually make certain symbols like this and avoid writing down everything, so that you can make your daily or your weekly planner in less than about 15 minutes. This is also when your 4 quadrants that we learned in time management is going to help you. Try and set an alarm, so that if you are working, in case you are doing something else, you want to consume certain amount of water in a particular day, you can have an alarm, so that once it starts beeping, you know that it is time to have a snack, it is time to have certain meals. You can have different alarms for your weekdays and weekends, depending on your plan that you have for an entire week or for an entire month. Moving on, yes, you need to budget your calories and the intake of sugar that you have. Try and decide what you are spending on, how much of calories that you are intaking. For example, you cannot have popcorn and you cannot have a Coke or Thumbs Up or Sprite or whatever when you're going for a movie. Either have one of it. You can either have a cookie or you can have a cake slice when you are going to a birthday. You cannot have both. Only then you are going to achieve your clean eating, by making sure you are enjoying birthdays, weddings, anniversaries. You are having fun at your work time. You are having a good meal any which ways, and you do not have to cut down on sugar, or you do not need to have certain injections for taking in too much of sugar. So try and decide how you are going to spend those calories in case you are having both. In case you're going to a wedding and you end up eating just too much of calories, decide how you are going to spend those calories, and you have to budget the intake of sugar in case you want to have a cleaning eating, and you have given yourself a deadline as well. And what can actually help you is a nutrition plan. So either your gym instructor can give you, a doctor or general practitioner can give you, or a nutritionist can give you, or you can have your own cookbook. What actually works for you? If you have been doing clean eating for a really long time, if you cook yourself and you do not have people who would take care of you, maybe you can have your own cookbook. cookbook, and in which you can cut down on the oil, on the sugar, and everything when you are trying to cook for your own self. This is really helpful even when you are traveling, even when you are living by yourself, and you do not have to rely on all these people for a longer period of time. If your goal is for a really long time, you are actually spending in a lot of money by giving them chunks and chunks of money for them to give you a nutrition plan. See what works for you, make your own cookbook. And this is my plan for having a health goal by the end of September 2020. You can have a weekly goal, a monthly goal, or even a yearly goal. Decide how you are going to map your particular goals, and yes, you are going to have a mind mapping as an assignment. So I really want you to see this video first. I want you to read your notes first, and then we can get back to your assignment. So probably in the next week or so, I'm going to give you an assignment. Why not make a plan for yourself? Why not make a goal and a mind map for yourself and check whether it works for you or not? And then, just the way we did a project for time management, I'm going to give you an assignment for this as well. I'll see you again soon in your next class. Till then, stay safe, make sure you are making your goals, make sure you're making your mind mapping, and make sure you are healthy and you are also studying. If you have any doubts, you know how to reach me. You know you are supposed to reach me on Google Classroom, and you know you are supposed to read your